Good afternoon. It feels a bit weird doing these in the afternoon because I generally tend to do these first thing in the morning just before I start in the office. But Tuesday is my day off, so I'm taking the time, making the most of the day, and just enjoying the morning, reading some books, and heading out to the gym. But I just wanted to jump on because actually part of my reading list this morning is I was just finishing one of the last chapters of my friend's book. So my friend has just written a book. He runs a clinic in Heath. He's a chiropractor, and he's looking at writing a book on how we can control our health. And one of the chapters is on food, and he made a really interesting point. Now, the reason why I love reading books like this is that it's not necessarily that anything in this book was outstandingly new or unobvious to me. But when someone puts something in certain context, you just realize just how important it is. Now, this is a point that's been risen with me before, and it's actually really interesting, which is the top secret that fast food and processed food companies don't really want you to know. And that's the big secret that fast food companies and processed food companies don't want you to know. Now, this is their secret ingredients, or their secret ingredient combination, and why it works. This is the secret ingredient combination and the why it works. Now, most processed foods or fast foods are very low in nutrition, but very calorific, which is why they can be so dangerous. Because when you eat a low nutrition meal or eat a low nutrition food, what you'll find is that your body does not feel satisfied, and as a result will start to feel hungry some short time after you've eaten a meal. Which is why I say, for example, if you eat something like McDonald's, you will generally feel hungry within a couple of hours, and you'll find yourself snacking again, probably on something that is high sugar, high fat, and high salt, which is how they sell you this stuff. So if you take something like cakes, biscuits, something like Mars bars, whatever, the caramel has salt in it, it has sugar, and the chocolate has fat. And by putting those three things in combination with each other, it starts to light up the same part of our brain. Hang on for a second with this, because this is mind-blowing. Eating something like a Mars bar, that combination of fat, sugar, and salt lights up the same part of your brain as cocaine, heroin, tobacco, etc. Now, this is the same reason why people can become addicted to the foods that we choose in the same way that someone can become addicted to drugs. It's the same reason why people can become addicted to food in the same way that people become addicted to drugs. Now, the reality of it is true because we know people become addicted to food because we have TV programs called Secret Eaters. We have programs which are Eaters Anonymous in the same way that we have Drugs and Alcohol Anonymous. So the reality of it is true that people can become addicted to the foods that they eat in the same way that people can get addicted to drugs. Now, like I say, the reason being is that when you put fat, sugar, and salt in combination, these are foods that we would naturally have found very low in the wild. And as a result, when you manage to put those three things in a food source, our body wants to get a large volume of it because we don't know the next time that we're going to be able to come across those types or combinations of foods. So say, for example, if you were in the wild and you found a salt lick, you would top your body up on that and get enough salt and store it until the next time you could find that. In the same sense, if you found a fatty meal, you would eat a lot and gorge. Same again, say, for example, if you found something like honey in the environment, you would gorge and then you would not eat until you next found food again. Well, unfortunately, supermarkets are on every street corner now, and as a result, what we'll find is actually naturally we're over-consuming foods because there is a supermarket, a fast food restaurant, there are Mars bars at the tills, we will find ourselves over-consuming. Now, this is exactly what food industries want us to do because the more we consume, the more profits they can make. And by the way, food industries, fast food takeaways, McDonald's, Domino's, etc. They're not worried about the health of the person that's consuming their food. They're actually more interested in the bottom line, which is profits. So next time you order a takeaway or next time you pick up a processed food, look at the combination of fats, sugars, and salts in those foods. That's fat, sugar, and salts in those foods, and actually see whether it's something that's worthwhile eating, or see whether it's that kind of food that actually your brain and your body can become addicted to, which eventually will make you feel lethargic and actually make you sick. Food for thought, food for thought. Until tomorrow, guys, have a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. If you've got any questions, please do not forget to comment below or like, share with anybody that you feel like maybe could get the most out of this information. Till tomorrow, take care.